Hello. It is time for episode number 11 of Paladino Live. It is May 6th in the year 2008, and we are back here on Paladino Live. It's been a 2 to 3 week hiatus since the Timberwolves and Minnesota Wild season wrap-ups and a teeny bit of Vikings draft pre-draft talk and such. Since then, I had officially started my show, Purple Mafia. So Purple Mafia is up and running. Do check it out on iTunes. And also, obviously, here on thesportstuff.com, which is the flagship site for Paladino Live, Purple Mafia, and Video Game Flashback. Now, on thesportstuff.com, well, we had a call-in line. It's we're going to have to make some type of switch. I believe he's leaving, Dylan, our executive producer, is leaving Skype, I believe, or there's some type of thing talking over, so we're going to be looking at a new call-in number. So it was 916-912-4263, but you pretty much just get a disconnected signal or something. I don't know exactly what. It just pretty much rings and rings and rings. So we apologize for that here on thesportstuff.com. And, we do have message boards. So that is also a way to contact us podcasters and just interact with the rest of us here on thesportstuff.com. There is the website, thesportspodcasters.com/boards, thesportspodcasters.com/boards, but also on the homepage of thesportstuff.com, there is a button on the upper right-hand corner. It says TSS Boards. Simply click on that, and, you're up and running. Now, I've noticed there are lots and lots of guests that have been showing up. Lots and lots of guests. And if you're out there, you're a guest just visiting the site, hey, sign up. Sign up for thesportstuff.com. Get a stream name. Interact with the rest of us. It is 100% free. And what? 100% fun. Absolutely, 100% fun. All worth it for all types of people. Old school sports fans like myself, a little bit more laid back, kind of experienced sports fans. There's the youngsters that like to talk a little trash. There's us podcasters, which are all kind of different mixes of personalities. I'm, of course, slightly more old school. I'm not really old, but older than some of the others. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun on this site. I'm very happy to be here. And, of course, on iTunes, also on MediaFly.com. Paladino Live can be found in 3 places, thesportstuff.com, iTunes, and MediaFly.com. Now, with that said, I also have a YouTube. It is youtube.com/PaladinJoe, youtube.com/PaladinJoe, PaladinJoe. Check that page out. I have lots of entertaining videos for you, sports and video game related that are more on kind of the comedy style. Just having some fun with some old school video games. And you can also find the video game reviews, which is what they're called, on iTunes and here on thesportstuff.com. It is a subsidiary also of Paladino Live Productions called Video Game Flashback. That's right, Video Game Flashback. And it's a lot of fun. It's slightly starting to grow on iTunes, so I'm excited. The bars are moving up a teeny bit. Purple Mafia, wow, beautiful response. Only been on iTunes for a week already. Already got some bars moving on the popularity column, as you can call it. So I went on a very aggressive campaign on MySpace, and I'm continuing to pass out business cards for everything. Paladino Live, and then I let people know about Purple Mafia. But that's pretty much the bit there with this show and the business we call Paladino Live Productions. So that's what we've got right now. Of course, add me on MySpace, myspace.com Paladino Live /Paladino Live, or myspace.com Purple Mafia 28. myspace.com /Purple Mafia 28. And we all know whose number that would represent. Yeah, Adrian Peterson. So yeah, keep Purple Mafia's momentum moving. I'm pretty excited about that one. I really am. And this show, of course, Paladino Live, needs to keep cracking, needs to keep moving forward, as I've heard some positives as numbers continue to grow. Now here on episode 11, we're going to talk a little NHL playoffs. it's going to be a little more abbreviated on the NHL side. NBA, a little more extensive, and some Twinkies talk. Oh, I mean Twins, Minnesota Twins talk. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, hey, they aren't doing too bad. They're not really Twinkies right now. They're doing pretty good. So really, with that, I'm going to take a quick break, and we are going to talk NHL playoffs right now. We are back here on thesportstuff.com, and yes, the National Hockey League. Since we last talked, Minnesota Wild, of course, eliminated from the first round. And, well, the team that beat us, the Colorado Avalanche, remember that team? You know, the team that thought they were, it's a great feeling, man. We're looking great. Now we're ready to rock and roll. And I was like, yeah, they're dead in the second round. They're dead. Well, yeah, they are. Get out your brooms, Detroit Red Wings fans, as they, Detroit Red Wings swept the Colorado Avalanche 4-0. Now, the first game of the series was 4-3. That's not too bad. But after that, well, the guy who happened to be the Wall, the guy who killed the Wild throughout the series, a guy by the name of Jose Theodore, well, that didn't last too long. Todd Fedoruk on today's PA and Dubé show, well, it wasn't Todd Fedoruk, but Mark Parrish mentioned that Todd Fedoruk said, well, watch, Jose Theodore won't even be close to the same in the next round. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what happened. I mean, Detroit just came in and kicked their butt, especially Game 4, May 1st, Game 4, 8-2. That's saying, well, you know, about your season, you guys, you know, we're up 3-0 and all that stuff. We'd like to be nice to you, but get the heck out of here. Get out of here. You're done, you know, and, yeah, Colorado Avalanche, absolutely done. Pretty much the whole second round, fairly unentertaining in terms of there was just nothing, there was hardly much competitive hockey in the second round. I mean, it was entertaining in a sense, but they were all pretty harsh defeats, you know. The Pittsburgh Penguins go up, 3-0. Yep, there it is. It's New York Rangers. You know, close, hard-fought game in Game 1. Seems like every Game 1 was just a bitter game. Yeah. 5-4, offensive shootout between two pretty cool teams. And then after that, Pittsburgh Penguins go up 3-0. New York stays alive. They win 3-0 in game number 4. They win 3-0, survive, but then go to overtime game 5. Yeah, that was close, but the same team keeps winning. I mean, there's close games, but the same team wins. Well, it's not a very good series in terms of, the other, you know, the Rangers were pretty much dead and gone. And that's the bit. Penguins win 4-1 there. Philadelphia Flyers, how about this, man? Philadelphia Flyers, the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, advancing past the Montreal Canadiens. Now, Montreal did win Game 1, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This will be kind of cool to see the old-school Montreal Canadiens, you know, the most classic franchise in NHL history. I mean, absolute legendary. They are the only other team that can compete with the New York Yankees in terms of, you know, how many championships they've won, their history, all the great legends that have come and gone in Montreal. But, well, after that, Philadelphia won the next 4 games, winning, it was a 4-3 victory for Montreal in Game 1, 4-2 in Game 2 in favor of Philly, 3-2 in Game 3, 4-2 again, Game 4, and then a 6-4 drubbing in the Game 5. So Montreal, finite, done, kaput, no mas for them. The only series that was close was Dallas and San Jose. There were 4 overtime games in this series, but the Dallas Stars took a 3-0 lead, and you know through the first 3 games. Now they won 3-2 in overtime, Game 1, 5-2 butt kicking in Game 2. That's like, oh my God, the Stars. Could it be the Dallas Stars are going all the way to the conference finals? Wow. Yeah. Dallas Stars win in overtime in Game 3. San Jose survives 2-1. Game 4, they survive again, 3-2. Going to overtime in Dallas. That was pretty cool. Pretty gutty performance by the Sharks. And then a 4 overtime classic. This was the game of the entire postseason so far. And certainly of the second round. Dallas Stars do win, though, in 4 overtimes at about 1:30 in the morning Central Time, defeating the San Jose Sharks. 2-1 in 4 overtimes. So yeah, that's some interesting stuff. You got the Dallas Stars, Detroit Red Wings going facing off in the conference finals in the West, and then a Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, a Pennsylvania conference final in the East. That's kind of a cool matchup. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, one of those two is going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Cool, pretty cool. Dallas and Detroit, that's kind of two teams that have been they've been around. Dallas Stars have been absent for quite a while though from getting deep into playoffs. They've gotten to the second round here and there. Usually get beat by teams like San Jose or Anaheim, teams like that. But this year Dallas got a little bit more going on. But now they're going against the number 1 seed in the entire postseason, Detroit Red Wings. Phenomenal season. We'll see if they finally escape the Western Conference. They've had some incredible seasons, only to lose in the second round pretty much every year. And occasionally even the first round. It's just crazy. 8th seed defeating the first seed. It's happened to the Red Wings. It sure has. More than once. But that is where we stand now. Now, I am going to pick the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, Barbara Walters here talking about hockey. But, sorry. Detroit Red Wings in 6. I'm going to have to go that direction. Maybe even in 5, really. I think the Stars are going to be overmatched in the series, despite the fact they've played some pretty darn good hockey. I'm going to go Red Wings in 6. In the Western Conference Finals, I would love to see Dallas make it, but they're just not, I don't think. I think Detroit's year is this year to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Whew, in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Whoa. That's going to be some fun hockey. Oh, man, is that going to be fun. Penguins in 7, I guess. I'm going to have to lean that way. Penguins in 7. This is going to go deep because Philadelphia has surprised everybody. They are playing some beautiful hockey. I mean, it could very well be a 5-game series either way. You just don't know. One of the teams will be hot and the other one is overwhelmed by the other. But, Pittsburgh in 7 should be a very gutty matchup out east. I'm going to enjoy following that series. I'm going to enjoy both of these as one of these 4 teams is going to be the Stanley Cup champion for 2008. It's kind of cool. I kind of hope it's anybody but Detroit because the Red Wings have won 3 championships since 1997. I've never really liked the Red Wings that much, despite the fact they are just a amazing organization, and they really are. Dallas Stars would be probably my 3rd choice. I'd love to see Pittsburgh or Philly win it. I would. That'd be cool. Philadelphia's first cup since 71, I believe. 71. Or was it 77? It's one of those two. I apologize. Or else the Penguins winning for the first time since 1992 in the Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr era. I mean, 2 dominant years by the Penguins in 91 and 92. It's 2 straight Stanley Cup champions. They pretty much came in and said, this league is ours for those 2 years. They should have won in 93. Best record in the planet by far. I mean, one of the great seasons ever. Only to get their butts kicked by... I can't even remember who beat them. It was in the second round, I believe. They choked big time. It was Montreal. Yeah, it was Montreal Canadiens took them out, who went on to win the Stanley Cup. So, fun stuff. Now, with that, I'm going to conclude the hockey talk for this show, and we're going to switch over to basketball right now. And we are back, and, in the first round, a couple of coaches could possibly be losing their jobs. One of them did lose his job. Avery Johnson, Dallas Mavericks, out, and they have been talking to Rick Carlisle, a guy who I think is very underrated. I really like Rick Carlisle, and he would have been actually my top choice of the available coaches had Kevin Garnett stuck around, say, when we fired Dwayne Casey. Instead of keeping Randy Whitman around, I would have gone in the Rick Carlisle direction. Absolutely. This last summer, if we decided to keep Garnett and made a big move and all that good stuff. But, of course, that's not how things went. And, okay, fine. Phoenix Suns, though, Mike D'Antoni could be out as well. More or less, he wants to... it's looking more like he wants to leave. And they're talking about the possibility of Chicago. So that'd be pretty cool for the Chicago Bulls, a team who were a huge flop this last year. I really think that was not that it was definitely not Scott Skiles' fault. I just think the Bulls players they just let themselves down this year, absolutely. But yeah, of course, Scott Skiles reemerging in Milwaukee. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad he's in the league. I wouldn't have minded him here either. I like Scott Skiles. I think he's a pretty good coach, underrated. Now, not everybody's going to agree with me on that. D'Antoni, pretty good coach, more offensive-minded than anybody, than others. He's kind of like a Don Nelson in a way, a little more entertaining than Don Nelson, as Nelson likes jacking up threes constantly. D'Antoni's more attack-the-basket style, which I like. I like attacking the basket. I like more of a defensive-minded approach with my basketball team personally, but such is life. Now on to the actual playoffs themselves. Of course, right now we're in the semifinals of the conferences. Well, second round basically, but I'm going to do a quick little overview of the first round. Now, the first thing, of course, Boston Celtics win the series over the Hawks 4-3. Jeez, man. I mean, what the heck? Now, for those of you that have seen my videos on YouTube, you'll recognize, very recognizable, old school Atlanta Hawks hat. And yeah, I love the Atlanta Hawks. I do. I think they're an outstanding, athletic, up and coming team. They're going to be really good in the next 2 years or so. They're going to be the home team, I think, pretty soon in the Eastern Conference. They're going to be in the top 3 or 4 club in the East. But not this year, though. However, they made the Boston Celtics. They scared them a little bit, until Game 7 anyway. Boston kicking some butt in the first 2 games. A lot of people thought that's pretty much how the series was going to go in 4 games. It was 104-81 in Game 1, 96-77 in Game 2, but then Atlanta wins by 9 in Game 3, wins by 5 in Game 4, and it's like, oh, hold the phone. Boston Celtics come back, kick their butt in Game 5. The Hawks win a thriller in Game 6, one of the most entertaining games of all the playoffs. So 103-100 only for the Celtics to win 99-65 in Game 7. And the announcer said it best that absolutely the best, absolutely just like the old days right there. Boston Celtics on a Sunday afternoon destroying somebody at home, that was really cool because obviously I like the Boston Celtics as well. Not because Kevin Garnett's there, but because I've been a fan of them forever, for a long time, long time. And I'm really happy that they're good again, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I hope they win that Eastern Conference. I really do. The other team, though, that's going to give them a big scare, I think, the way they're going, is Detroit. Now, Detroit started out pretty lame here in this. Detroit really did not play some good basketball in 2 games here against the 76ers. They lose a close one in Game 1. That was kind of a bummer. They went in solid in Game 2, but then get killed in Game 3. Wow. But then Detroit finally wakes up and starts kicking some butt. They win the next 3 games by 9 points minimum here. Looks like one is by 17 and the next one's by 23. So Detroit absolutely killing Philadelphia. That 6th game, though, that made it the 4-2 series victory for Detroit. An absolute butt whooping in Philadelphia. No less. Detroit was up 22-5 at one point. It was insane, absolutely insane. It might have been 25-5. My goodness gracious, Detroit Pistons, phenomenal. They're playing great. They're actually up 2 games over the Orlando Magic, who the Magic kicked Toronto's butt this year, 4-1, as pretty much every game here except for Game 3. Toronto, a solid victory. Nice score there, 108-94, but pretty much one solid 10-point victory after another for Orlando, other than Game 2, which is a 1-point victory, 104-103. But yeah, Magic in round 2. One of the closer series here, Cleveland and Washington. Cleveland winning the first 2 games, winning the 4th game, and the 6th in kind. Washington winning convincingly in Game 3, though, to make it 2-1 anyway. They were to keep themselves alive, 108-72. That was crazy. And but then Washington barely surviving in Game 5 to extend the series. They won 88-87, but too many injuries for Washington. And despite the fact they have they have a pretty cool roster, I think. Yet they're not, I don't think they're ever going to really go anywhere. I really don't. Despite the fact you got Anton Jameson playing great there, Caron Butler playing great, Gilbert Arenas kind of selfish. And I really liked him on the Golden State Warriors. I don't like him on Washington. I never have. He just isn't. He isn't the same type of player. He seemed like more of a team guy and more of a defensive player in Golden State years ago under several different coaches. It seemed like they seemed to have a different coach every year. Under the underrated Eric Musselman, I thought he did a pretty good job in Golden State, but the owners didn't and the players didn't, I guess. So whatever. The Lakers. Now on to the Western Conference. This series pretty much untalkable. 4-0 Lakers defeat Denver. Total butt kicking, and that was cool. Total butt kicking. You know, that's cool. LA ready to take over the Western Conference, it appears. But the other team, though, that I just absolutely love. I would love to see them win the West. The New Orleans Hornets, as they took out the Dallas Mavericks convincingly. Several 10-point games here. 10-point victories for New Orleans. They win 4 games to 1. New Orleans 104-92 in game 1. New Orleans won 27-103 in game 2. Dallas keeping alive 97-87 game 3, but then New Orleans a couple of solid wins, 94-84 in game 4, and that was in Dallas, by the way, folks. Yeah. That was in Dallas. Game 5 at home, though, 99-94. See you later, Mavericks, and, au revoir to Avery Johnson. No more Avery Johnson in Dallas. He's going to resurface somewhere. I kind of like Avery Johnson. He may have been a teeny bit overrated at first, but I kind of like him. He's okay. We'll see where he'll get his feet back somewhere. Phoenix Suns, though, this was the story right here. San Antonio pretty much kicking their butt the whole way. And just total shame. Except for game 1, though, which went to double overtime. Spurs win 117-115. Quite possibly the most entertaining overall game of the entire postseason. 117-115. Unfortunately, the Suns just fell apart after this. They lose 102-96 in game 2. They lose 115-99 in game 3, which is a home game for the Suns, by the way. Complete disappointment. The whole Shaq thing so far hasn't worked out. It's not all his fault, though. It's just not. Amari Stoudemire not living up to the hype right now in Phoenix, in my opinion. Not a very good defensive player at all. I think Al Jefferson's a better defensive player than Amari Stoudemire, if you want my honest opinion. I think the Wolves forward is better in that category, the way things are heading. And Amari not showing up offensively down the stretch in close games, not getting it done. Absolutely not. Shaq did what he could, I think. Now, a lot of people out there are going to say, Shaq's old, he sucks, and he's slow to fast team down. Yeah, okay. Settle down. You know, it's not all Shaq's fault. I don't think he particularly helped. It sounded like he went there and scored 30 points and got 13 rebounds and 3 blocks like he used to with the Lakers in the day. But I think Shaq did what he physically can at this point. And whatever. Yeah, San Antonio, unfortunately, they pull it out 4-1. I don't like the Spurs at all. I don't like them at all. Now here in the final series, the boring one you could call it, Utah and Houston, just a boring series, boring couple of teams in my opinion. Not everybody's going to like me for saying that, but that's how I feel. So tough love. Utah winning games 1 and 2. Jazz 93, Rockets 82. Jazz 90, Rockets 84. That's the first 2 games. Rockets survive 94-92, but then Utah takes a 3-1 lead, 86-92. Houston kicks Utah's ass in Game 5, 95-69, but then Utah does the same thing in kind in Game 6, closing out the series. So it's pretty much the winner gets to get executed by the LA Lakers in the second round. I mean, they're just waiting with the chopping block to cut off whoever's head in the second round. That's pretty much what's going to happen. And, Utah's going to be that victim. As now we quickly move on to the second round here. Cleveland and Boston not playing yet. That game is tonight. That'll be cool. But in the meantime, the other series in the Eastern Conference, Detroit, showing some serious ferocity right now in the second round. They are up 2-0 already over the Orlando Magic. They win 91-72 in Game 1. Just Bye-bye, Orlando. But then 100-93, there was a controversial call, though, where the shot clock did not start, and there was about 4.1 seconds or 4.7 seconds. Yeah, 4.7 seconds left on the game clock. The game clock. That's what it was. It wasn't just the shot clock. But, this it was caught on the TNT truck that the time elapsed was about 5.5 seconds. Chauncey Billups jacks up a three and makes it, and the refs count it. The refs count it. They should have done the play over. That would have been the right thing. As much as I love Chauncey Billups, and am pro Detroit in this series. I'm rooting for Detroit in that series. But hey, let's be fair. Let's make the right call, guys. Come on now. That should have been a do-over. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't. Just use some common sense, please. Now, the other series, Western Conference, Lakers. That game is mañana, Wednesday, May 7th. Or game 2 is anyway. Sunday, though, the Lakers pretty much showing Utah what they're made of. 109-98, defeating the Utah Jazz in the second round. Game 1 anyway. I think it's pretty much going to be more of the same. I picked Lakers in 5 in that series. Now I'll go back to the other two really quick. I'm going to go with Boston in... Well, let's provided they can win on the road. No. Yeah, I'm going to go Boston in 6. So I'm going to be counting on the Celtics finally winning a road game in the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, yeah, Boston in 6. I hope they win a road game here. That's a little scary. They couldn't win a single game in Atlanta. Kind of scary there, guys. You can't be just counting on home court advantage, even though you do have it throughout the playoffs. If someone wins in Boston, bye-bye to them. No, that's just not cool if you win 66 games and don't even get to the finals. That's bullcrap. Now, Detroit, the team that could beat Boston, I believe, in this Eastern Conference. I don't think Orlando can. I don't think Cleveland can. Detroit in 5. Absolutely Detroit in 5. Orlando will probably squeak out one of these next 2 games in Orlando. Detroit closes it out on TNT Tuesday, May 13th. Bye-bye, Orlando. Detroit in 5. And, nice, sweet Kevin Garnett versus Flip Saunders for all you Wolves fans out there. Kevin Garnett versus Flip Saunders in the Eastern Conference Finals. That is going to be a phenomenal series that will go 7, in my opinion. And, wow, it's going to be guts and glory. It's going to be like a 2-point game or something. So one of those two finally is going to get to the finals, in my opinion. Will they win it? Dunno. You might have to go against Phil Jackson. So good luck with there. Such is life. Lakers in 4 over Jazz. No. Nah. I'm going to be fair. Lakers in 5. Utah's probably I'm going to pick the Lakers to win game 2. Utah squeak one out. So it's going to be similar to the Orlando series. Lakers in 5 over the Jazz. That's about what it should be. I don't think they're going to sweep them. They probably won't. Utah's too tough to lose all 4 games. But so what? They're still going to lose. Now, San Antonio, New Orleans, the final series in the second round, and the best series in the second round, in my opinion. 2 just phenomenal teams going at it. And how about them Hornets, baby? How about them Hornets? 2-0 lead. Chris Paul looking like the next something, man. Looking like the next playoff hero, super duper star year in and year out. I mean, oh my God, is this guy going to be a pleasure to watch the next 10 to 15 years in the NBA? He is the next Gary Payton with rockets on his shoes. I mean, he's faster than Payton. He is just unbelievable. He's got this unbelievable burst of speed. As he's driving the lane, he just explodes. He has 2 guys, and he'll be driving a bit. He'll be on a fast break. He'll have the ball on the open floor. There'll be 2 guys in front of him, and he'll explode past them or around them, however, and he'll score. He'll score. Either that or he'll set somebody up with just a phenomenal pass. I mean, this guy is the next Oscar Robertson or something. I don't know. Woof. Chris Paul is going to be an MVP candidate year in and year out. It's going to be the Chris Pauls, the Kobes, the Kevin Garnetts for now. Gosh, it's just going to be a lot of fun to watch. It really is. But, the Hornets winning 101-82 game 1 and 102-84 in game 2. 2 very similar games where New Orleans and San Antonio Spurs would have a small lead going through halftime or so. And then Orlando, I've got to stop that. Now I'm starting to call them the Orlando Hornets. Okay. And the New Orleans just third quarter butt whooping. They come out and show the Spurs what for, take the lead and never relinquish it. And the Hornets are going to win this puppy in, I guess, they're going to have to win. They're going to have to at least win one in San Antonio pretty quick here for this to be a 6-game series. The Spurs are not going to win Game 5. There's just no way, I don't think, in my opinion. I mean, they're capable of it, but it's just not going to happen because momentum's in the Hornets' favor at this point. The Hornets are a confident team right now. They really are. I got to go with the Hornets in, I'll say 5. I could be totally wrong. This might go to 7. You just don't know. With these Spurs, you just don't know because Ginobili starts making some shots, and it's just he might score 40 and be like 7 of 11 from 3-point range, and we could be tied 2 games to 2 a couple of days from now by Sunday. So, don't know. I really don't know. It's going to be hard to say until these Spurs are dead. I can't completely count them out just yet, but at least not in terms of making this series extremely entertaining. At the very least, though, New Orleans will win this in 7 games. They would win a Game 7, in my opinion, should it go that far, despite the fact they're young, inexperienced, and, they could easily be rattled by a veteran team. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're better than the Spurs right now, and that's saying a lot, and that would set up a phenomenal Western Conference Finals between L.A. and New Orleans, which would be so much fun to watch. My goodness. The Lakers would probably win that series, maybe. We'll see, though. I mean, we're going to see what happens these next couple of games. We'll see who's got momentum on their side. I'm definitely looking forward. I'm really enjoying these playoffs. It's been a lot of fun to watch to this point. And I'm going to quickly get into the Twins here, and we will return very shortly. Here on thesportstuff.com, get on board the Viking ship with Purple Mafia. We will talk about the new Purple People Eaters and the best running back in the NFL, Adrian Peterson. This team is ready to make a move forward. Purple Mafia is available on thesportstuff.com along with iTunes and MediaFly. Simply download and listen to the most honest and passionate Vikings coverage.
What's up, listeners? This is Farzine. I am the host of the Chiefs End Zone Show right here on thesportstuff.com, where we cover the Kansas City Chiefs, give our opinions, and go deep inside with the Kansas City Chiefs right here only on thesportstuff.com. We encourage you Chiefs fans, you loud Chiefs fans out there, to get on the show, voice your opinions, get on our boards, and talk with us. All listeners, including Bronco fans, are allowed in our show. So be sure you check out the Chiefs End Zone Show right here on thesportstuff.com with me, your host, Farzine. What's up, everyone? This is Farzine, host of Kansas City Boom on thesportstuff.com, where we cover the Kansas Jayhawks, the Missouri Tigers, the Kansas State Wildcats, and other local college teams. We also touch on the Brigade, Wizards, Royals, and other sporting events in the heart of America, Kansas City. Only on Kansas City Boom. Listen to Kansas City Boom right here on thesportstuff.com with me, your host, Farzine. I'll catch you on Kansas City Boom.
And we are back for one final quick segment here to talk a little bit of Twins baseball. It is time to talk a little bit of Twins baseball. As I said, Joe Mauer. Now, early on in the year, he was struggling a little bit, and his batting average was not so great, but because he was trying to pull the ball more, as was said by Bert Blyleven the other day. And now Joe Mauer going back to his old approach, and he's batting .333. He's been just playing some great ball, and the Twins in very good shape now, as they are in first place unexpectedly. They are 16 and 14 right now. Carlos Gomez has seen a couple of awkward, like, injury type of deals, but he's back playing again. He's still playing. 13 stolen bases already in only 26 games. This guy's on course for, 70 stolen bases about? So Carlos Gomez, really exciting player for this team. The Twins in very good shape with him. A guy who's been a slight disappointment so far, Delman Young. No homers, 9 RBI, batting .263. Delman Young playing okay in the outfield, but not providing much offense, and that's too bad. I don't know what it is. If it's Twins syndrome, it seems every time we get somebody powerful, they don't really do much, and that's a shame. Kubel was coming out of the gate, looking great, hitting for power and getting some big hits and such. He still has 4 homers and 17 RBI, but he's only batting .245, kind of getting in a slump. Mike Lamb, the third baseman, batting only .216 with 11 RBI. He's playing a little bit better than he was, but well, not doing so great yet for the Band-Aid third baseman, which is pretty much what he is. Brendan Harris, though, been very solid at second base. He has 2 homers, 7 RBI, batting .270. Very solid. I like Brendan Harris a lot. He's provided some nice offense for this team. A couple of timely hits here and there. And that goes on to Craig Monroe, who's been pretty good in only 17 games. 2 homers, 9 RBI, .278 average. Craig Monroe filling in nicely when certain players are out, like Michael Kadire out for a while, as was, Gomez here and there with a little bit of deals when he got hit in the helmet with the ball, almost got hit in the head, or did get hit in the head. It was a scary situation, but Gomez back playing. But when they need Monroe, he's done better than I expected, and probably the other people, at least to this point. Morneau, clearly the most valuable player overall, with a .284 average, 6 homers, 25 RBI. Good job by Justin Morneau, definitely doing great. But overall, though, nobody really stands out in this lineup. It's been a team thing. It's been kind of a different hero every night, and that's, I guess you could call it Twins baseball. Like, the pitching, very inconsistent at this point, as a lot of people expected, other than Joe Nathan, who has been perfect in all save opportunities. He's got 11 saves. He's played in 13 games, pitched to 13 innings, 11 saves, .69 ERA. .69 ERA. Woo! With 14 strikeouts. Joe Nathan, boy, aren't you glad he's back here in Minnesota? Without him, I don't think we'd be in first place, because there's just too many guys out there you think could fill in a closer's role, would probably blow about 3 or 4 games by now, so that wouldn't be great. Francisco Liriano, unfortunately, just not got the stuff yet. He just doesn't have it yet, and he's back in AAA. He started 3 games. He's lost all 3. He pitched only 10.1 innings, ERA of 11.32, only 7 strikeouts. So Liriano not finding his stuff back just yet, and luckily it's not an injury deal again, like he's feeling pain in his shoulder, but certainly not the guy we remember in 2006 when he was healthy. He was just amazing. Kevin Slowey, not good start at all. He only pitched 1 game, lost it, 3.1 innings, and gave up, 3 earned runs. Not so great at all. ERA about 9-ish, 8-ish, 9-ish. Jesse Crane not doing so great either, a guy we counted on. 5.19 ERA, not so great. Hernandez, though, very solid. He's won 4 games. The ERA needs to be a little lower at 4.43, but hey, 4-1. Living Hernandez and doing what he does best, eat up innings. He leads the club in that category. 42.2 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts. The strikeout leader, Scott Baker, a guy who's very good. I really like Scott Baker, but he's been put on the 15-day DL as of today. Before that, though, he was 2-0 with pitching 33 innings, even 29 strikeouts, as said. Scott Baker's ERA was 4.09. He was actually doing a little bit worse. That's why his ERA is going down a bit. Unfortunately, going up, I mean. Boof Bonser, 2-4. He's lost 4 games, unfortunately, but his ERA not all that bad, 4.29. So I pretty much have been hard on Boof this year, but he's better than I've been giving him credit overall. 27 strikeouts, also number 2 guy in that category. Brian Bass has been a solid find so far out of the bullpen with a 3.8 ERA. Not bad at all. 21.1 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts. Not big in the strikeout category. Matt Guerrero, excellent. Great to have him back. Kind of a long reliever. He's 2-1 out of the bullpen. 17.1 innings, 3.63 ERA. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. After that, you got Nick Blackburn, though, who has the top stat overall as the starting pitcher at this point, at least in the ERA category. 2-1, 6 games, 38.1 innings pitched. But yeah, 3.52 ERA and 19 strikeouts. Not bad by Nicky Blackburn, a guy who's starting to emerge, and a guy we've heard of quite a few times in the past about being a solid prospect. Bobby Korecki has played just a teeny tiny bit, just 2.2 innings, but not too bad, 3.38 ERA. Don't know much about him yet. We'll find out as we go. Nathan, of course, unbelievable. And Denny Reyes, still perfect. 9 innings pitched. He's pitched in 12 games. He's won 1 game, 5 strikeouts, but a full 9 innings. He's only allowed 4 hits, no earned runs, and no runs at all. Just excellent. 2 walks. Good job by Denny Reyes out of the bullpen. Very, very good. That's the good sign right there. Our bullpen looking pretty solid. The starters solid. Only one guy really two guys flopped out of the starters. So far, Kevin Slowey and Liriano. After that, we're going to have to see what happens because we just don't know. Definitely keep an eye on Matt Guerrero. Great to have him back. I think he's going to continue to emerge and grow as a pitcher. As he's been in the Twins system for a while now. And he's done very well. With that, though, the Twins go into Chicago tonight, and let's hope for the best. Twins keep up this division lead unexpectedly. They're a little inconsistent, but you know what? This team is a lot easier to root for than last year's team. I don't know what it is. Just I like these new guys. I really like Gomez so far. It's a shame that Delman Young hasn't really hit into stride yet, but he will. Craig Monroe been good. I don't know. I mean, overall, just easier to pull for some of these young guys. It's fresh, new, and exciting, I guess you could call it. Livin Hernandez, a nice player. Great to have him here. And with that, we're going to close out here on episode 11. This is my shortest show in quite a while, as not so much Wolves and Wild to cover right now. I'll probably have a little bit more extensive Twins coverage in the future as soon as these playoffs, hockey and basketball, wind down a bit. There'll be less and less games to talk about, and there'll be more and more Twins to talk about. So, and after that, I'll probably throw in a little politics here and there, a little random stuff. Maybe, overall, though, some Wolves off-season talk. Always a talker here on Paladino Live. And I really want all of you out there listening right now that haven't emailed me or signed up on the message boards, please sign up on the message boards. Send me a message. I do have a message board on thesportstuff.com. It is under the Anything Goes section. There's a Paladino Live section. Paladino Live and Purple Mafia. Submit your questions or comments in there. Please do. If you have anything on your mind, anything, even politics related, maybe you like, you like Hillary, you like Obama, you like Ron Paul, like I do. I like Ron Paul, folks. So you can fill in the blanks there on my political leanings. I'm John McCain too. Not too bad. So that's where we're going right now. With that, please talk to me. PaladinoLive@yahoo.com. PaladinoLive@yahoo.com. State your name and where you're from. That'd be nice if you send me an email. Also, I'm on Yahoo Messenger and AIM. Paladino Live, one word. Send an instant message whenever you want, online or offline. You can send offline messages. If it's about some type of news article you found, you think I should mention on the show and comment on it, read it somewhat, definitely. Hey, definitely. A Steelers girl sent me a article a while back about the Wild, about Craig Leopold, and I appreciated that. And don't stop doing that. Definitely. Thank all of you for listening again. And do me a favor, all you out there that are listening, tell your friends about this show. Please tell your friends about this show. Friends that also like sports and, any other thing. Viking fans, tell them Viking fans about Purple Mafia. And don't forget to check that show out. As that show is growing in a quick hurry. I am so excited about it. I don't know how I can't be. But all of you, I wish you the best. The lawn cleanup stuff is coming to an end pretty quick here, so I was able to do the show today, as it's kind of been a half day with rain. But other than that, that should be all wrapped up by this weekend. It'll be great to be a little more consistent here on this show. And I wish all of you a good week. And hey, happy spring. It's May, baby. Enjoy the wonderful month of May. Hope all of you had a good Cinco de Mayo. Take care, and adios for now.